So in this episode of Jaslearnit, I'm going to show you how to do, social media management. So our topic for today is social media management. Okay, and we're going to talk about a couple of things. Like we're going to learn more about what social media management is, whether you should become a social media manager, the reasons why social media management is important, and why a lot of freelancers want to become social media managers, as well as the reasons why you shouldn't become a social media manager, and things like skills that you need to learn. So let's dive right in. So first of all, the big question here is, what is social media management? So what do you do as a social media manager? Well, as a social media manager, what you'll do is take care of the different social media properties of your clients. And these could be Facebook. Let me just do that. Facebook. It could be Twitter. I can't draw the bird, so that's Twitter. It could be Instagram. These are the main ones. It could also be other platforms like LinkedIn, Pinterest, and other platforms that your client may have. But the big three here are Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, are usually what you'd manage as a social media manager, especially Facebook. Facebook is the most popular social media platform. So most of the time as a social media manager, you'll be focusing on Facebook more than other things like Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. So let's talk more about that. So what you actually do as a social media manager is, like I said, manage the pages of your client. And this could entail different tasks, such as responding to people that inquire, people that send messages, responding to comments on posts, responding to, if you're on Twitter, responding to people that mention your company or your brand. So customer service is part of that. Another responsibility of a social media manager would be to engage the audience. Social media is all about engagement. It's all about talking to other people, getting their opinions, getting them to comment, getting them to like, getting them to share. And that's part of engagement. And that would be a major part of your role as a social media manager, where you would get other people to engage your company or your brand. Another task could be to create content. And what I mean here is by creating interesting posts on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You could also not only create but curate. And curate means to look for other blog posts, look for other content, blog posts or pictures or videos that other people have created, and then share them with your audience. So creating is your own content, and curating is using another person or another company's content. Okay, so these four are usually your tasks as a social media manager. So why do companies hire? Why hire a social media manager? Well, a lot of the times a client doesn't know anything about social media, or maybe they know a little bit about social media. Maybe they've heard about social media and thought it was like a good idea to get into, but they don't really know it. They don't really understand it, and they don't have the time to learn about social media and just do social media, because being on social media takes up a lot of time that most clients don't have. They don't want to spend that time doing that. I don't know how to write numbers, but that'll have to do. So that's why they'd hire somebody. And you, the person that's watching this video, yes, I'm talking to you, whatever your name is, you are probably a lot better at social media than your clients are. You probably spend a lot more time on social media than they do. You're at your computer a lot. You're watching this video through Facebook or YouTube, which are social media channels, and you're most likely a Filipino. And we know as Filipinos, we spend a lot of time on social media, so we kind of understand social media. A good reason why to do social media is because it's fun. It's fun. It's easy for most of us. It's easy to just go on Facebook, to go on Twitter, and interact with customers, look for things that would be interesting for the audience, and so on. So a lot of people, especially Filipinos, freelancers, would love to become social media managers. So another big question here is, why not? Why wouldn't you become a social media manager? What are the reasons why you would avoid it? Well, let me give you a couple of reasons here. It can get repetitive. It can get very repetitive. Day in, day out, you respond to messages, you comment, you create content, or you curate content, and it can be the same thing over and over again. After a couple of weeks or a couple of months, you might get bored. You might get bored doing the same thing over and over again. So it could get very repetitive. And if you want to grow, you might not be able to grow as a social media manager. If you stay in that area and you want to become a social media marketer, maybe you want to do Facebook ads, maybe you want to become a writer, then you won't stay a social media manager forever. But some people are very happy not growing there. Some people are very happy staying a social media manager for years and years and years. Another reason why you wouldn't want to do it is because the earnings are not very high. Most of the times, you won't get rich becoming a social media manager. All right, now, what are the things you need to know as a social media manager? Well, there are a few things that you need to know. First, you have to be good with social media. That's obvious. You have to know how to use Facebook. You have to know how to use Twitter, maybe Instagram, and not only be good at them, but to also understand these different social media platforms. Next is you want to be good with people. Social media is all about interacting with people. And if you understand people, if you understand what your client's audience wants, you can create and curate the right kind of content for them. Some things that might be good to learn are using different tools such as Buffer, Hootsuite, and Canva. These are the 3 tools that I would recommend that you take a look at and that you learn to become a social media manager. And we do have a free social media course